Connie Jacob. Welcome to the Bravely Connected podcast. And tonight I'm here with the Dream Academy, where we have women who are making a difference in other people's lives. They are bravely connected to their purpose. And right next to me, I have got Stacy, speaking of bravely connected to purpose. Stacy, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about what you're doing with your life?
So I work with at-risk children and youth every day, and then I love to partner in my community and in my city and nationally and internationally, just sharing just space and opportunity to connect and to just learn how to be with each other.
Okay, so we've got international, national, city, community. Whoa. And what are you noticing in all these spaces about what does it take to be connected to each other?
For people to be able to have a space where they can show up with who they are and be welcomed, and just to be able to take a breath if that's where you need it. If you need to breathe beside me, then that's okay. If that's what you need, that's what you need. And to share your story and to be heard, and for me to not fix your problems, but to feel like we could belong together.
Wow, where does this come from? This heart that you have for this?
I think I've always had it, but I think I was raised in a family who we always did for each other, but always looked out for other people and connected. And that was from inviting people who didn't have a space on Sunday dinner to have Sunday dinner with us, to people who were coming in. My family was a sports family. So when the young players who didn't have family in the city, they came to my grandparents' home and had dinner. That was part of the deal. And just that's who I was raised to see the need and to not always ask what the need is, but to see and watch and then fill what I could or ask if somebody else could.
Wow, that's incredible that you've grown up and now you're doing that. I love that. And so where do you want to see this go for you?
For me, I would love to see an impact, whether it's me or that, but it's encouraging other people to have that so the footprint follows. So like the ripple effect, if you dropped a rock in a pond and you saw the ripple effect happen, then it wouldn't just be me, but other people.
Wow. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
My second guest is Maggie, who is probably the funnest person that I know. Maggie, what are you dreaming of these days?
I'm just dreaming of continuing the connection. I just love going out every single day and meeting friends and strangers, because strangers become friends every day.
And you're so good at that. Everywhere you go, you meet new people.
Yeah, they're brought to me. I don't know who's bringing them. Well, I do know who's bringing them, but I'm enjoying it anyway. I'm enjoying the trip.
I love it. And you're someone who cares about connecting people. What are you doing with this now?
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. So that's a takeoff of the movie, The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to see it. And if you have seen it, maybe just watch it again, because it's a movie about connection. And it's really a movie about womanhood and women's connection. And that's just a beautiful thing. And it's about sharing and loving and supporting and growing together as they did as young girls, and they grew into womanhood together in a very positive sense. And I think that we're here to support one another, encourage one another, respect one another, help one another, and we'll be all the happier for it. I know that.
And you do this through fun.
Fun. Yeah, there has to be fun every single day. There's got to be fun. And there's no point in getting up if it's not going to be fun.
That's so true.
Yeah, it's true.
That's amazing. And so I love that you're creating connection for women. Well, anyone really.
I talk to boys too. Yeah, I'll talk to boys as well.
Anyone.
No discrimination at all.
I love that.
Equal opportunity friend I am.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you've been in the Dream Academy now for a little bit, and you've had some great ideas around how to connect people through fun.
Yeah, and I just right now, what's on my heart right now is we all have a home. Hopefully we do. We have a roof over our heads. And if we don't, hopefully we'll help one another get one. But I'm all about sharing your space a little bit more, coming into intimacy with one another. And by that, I mean inviting people into your house. Invite them to your house for coffee, invite them to your house for tea, invite them for lunch, maybe for dinner. That's just going the extra. And I've got a passion for doing that. So you might get an invite. And if you don't get one, just ask and you're welcome. Yeah,
Yes, I'd like to come.
call me.
Well, thank you, Maggie. I love what you're doing. Awesome. So now I have my friend Jasmine, and all of these beautiful folks are from my community. I love my community, and you love our community too.
I love Ogden.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you have a cool story. So what would you want the audience to know about your story?
Well, right now I just want to make a difference in Calgary. My dream is to branch out and make a difference in wherever like people are living in active addiction, but that's like everywhere right now. So main goal right now is just in Calgary, just to bring awareness and acceptance to people, for people
In addiction.
in addiction.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. And where does this heart for that come from?
Well, being an Indigenous person, addiction has always been part of my life. Like growing up with my parents who were all like in active addiction. So it's like it was kind of just instilled in my life for forever. Like I can't remember. I don't have a memory where there isn't like addiction involved in my childhood. So it starts there, I guess, and then it came into my life, and it really messed with me and my family. And yeah, I just decided to make a choice one day that I didn't want to live that life. It just, I had an epiphany where I was like, I didn't have to live the way I grew up, and I didn't have to show that life to my kids. And I realized I had a choice. So,
And you are making a difference, not just out there, but in your own home. You've brought in your niece, and like you have your own children, and you're taking care of your family's children.
yeah,
You're a really selfless person.
thank you.
And that's how I see you.
Awesome.
Yeah, where does that heart come from?
When I was, so when you get clean and sober, you kind of are at a crossroads where you don't know what to do, who are you going to be. And I was like, well, who am I as a sober person? Like, cause I always had that crutch. I always had something that liquid courage, or, something to help me not be as shy. Then I realized that I get to decide who I want to be. Who do I want to be? What does this world need? And it needs more love. It needs more acceptance. It needs more people to care for each other, because you don't see that a lot. People think a lot for themselves only. And I just wanted to be a person that cares for other people. And I wanted to be an example for my kids and any other kids who look up to me, that you could be different, like in a way where you care for people.
That's amazing. Well, you're living it, and that's why I respect you.
Oh, thank you.
I love that,
I
Jasmine.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much for being on the podcast. So this is Sandy, and Sandy does all kinds of cool things in our community. I have to say, right off the top, she's an excellent artist. And you have a heart for art.
I do. I've been creating and drawing since I was probably a toddler. My mom used to say when she stopped eating the crayons, then she used them to drawing on everything. So that was a challenge, I'm sure, for her. And growing up, I found a career that let me do my art, was graphic arts. And back in the day, they didn't have computers, so it was graphic arts, like drawing and whatnot. But then the computer age, digital age came in about the 80s and affected my career in the way that anybody could pull off an image off of the internet, put their name on it, there's a business card, right? So I went more into the sales and marketing, which I love doing. I love promoting. I love just getting the word out there about certain things. That's my heart.
You're great at that.
That's what I love to do.
And what do you dream of for our community?
For our community, it would be really nice to bring back the small community feel that used to exist in Ogden, because it was a beautiful, and it still is. It's one of the nicest neighborhoods in the city. But just to bring people so they feel secure and that they feel that they belong. That's my dream.
I love that. And where does that heart come from?
Being teased a lot and bullied a lot. So I have a heart for people that are on the edge because I know how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're so good at bringing people closer.
I love it.
Yeah, you're very good at that.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Sandy, for all you do in Ogden. The community garden, you're a part of that.
Yeah, the community garden and the youth leadership stuff, as well as I run a little art program, which is great, and it's starting to pick up a little steam, I think.
Yeah.
Takes a while, but yeah, that's starting to be a nice event. Starting to bring in other artists and different people to show different crafts, because sometimes people, they just want to do what, something that they have instruction for, because they don't know what they're going to create. So that helps that way. So we've got a good lineup coming
That's
for
awesome.
April and May. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it said that a community that has art is a community that's thriving. That's a community that's flourishing. You have art.
And we have a grant that would be nice to see come to fruition, because it would be great for this community, for the hub. Yeah.
It would.
Oh, yeah.
It would. Well, I want to introduce you to Paige. Paige is somebody in our community who I just see as an absolute shining bright light. Paige, I don't know what you want to share on the podcast, but you've overcome a lot and you're finding new purpose.
I think just since my sobriety, I think that it's been in my heart to give back. And a huge thing too is like after so long of using, you lose all your references and you lose the confidence from people around you. So you work really hard to get all that back. And then you kind of find yourself along the way. And then I just like kind of find myself, and I feel like I'm also kind of like helping my family. Like my grandparents are really old and they've been helping out a lot too. So that gives me more of a drive to help. And then hearing other people that have helped me, and that I'm like, there's been times I'm like, I don't know if I should still be doing this. And you say, I'm only doing it because you're doing it. So kind of gives me more drive to keep going. But yeah, it's definitely hard to do without money. I'm at a crossroads, so I don't know. I have a lot of confusion right now. I'm at a crossroads. Like, I want to keep helping people, and but I gotta help myself too.
You do.
So, and that was always a struggle too, being like a single mom who's always feed everybody else first before myself. So I think I'm kind of been doing that, like kind of shadowing that in a sense of helping everybody else too. In a sense, it's helped me like internally, but like I said, I'm at a crossroads. I don't know which way I'm going yet, but I don't want to stop helping people. So I want to find a way that I can do it more, but also I'm thinking of becoming a peer support worker. And then if I do that, then I can kind of bring in what I'm doing at the same time.
Oh, that would be incredible. You'd be
Yeah.
a great peer support worker. And then you would get income. And I think
Yeah.
that sometimes is the struggle. I think sometimes those of us who like to give, we think, oh, but I shouldn't get paid. Or I'm so used to taking care of everyone else that now, should I really take care of me? So I think that that is brave to realize that you get to do both.
Yeah.
You get to take care of you and you get to help.
Yeah.
And so I'm wishing you nothing but the best, because you have such a wonderful heart. You and your grandparents, they collect food and all sorts of things and deliver it all over. And you just got the most amazing heart. Yeah, I'm really proud of you, Paige.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Everyone, this is Elizabeth, and she is incredible because she takes old vintage furniture and renews it. But you know what? I don't even want to limit you there, because you have so much. You are one multifaceted woman. You homeschool your daughter. You are so organized. I look to you for help. Tell us a little bit about when you feel the most connected to yourself.
Oh, I find this when I'm in my element. So right now, my daughter, she wanted like a jewelry box. So I got a vintage jewelry and more stand for her.
And I find I'm like, I'm always busy. So it was nice to just kind of like slow down and just paint. And that was really fun for me. Like that's where I felt like it's my element. I was able to get creative. I was able to shut my mind off and just let everything flow creatively. So that was I'd say that's more one of my and where I'm more in my element is when I just kind of focus on one thing and give a little bit for myself and just kind of get a little creative. Yeah.
Just for fun.
Yeah. I think I don't have enough fun sometimes.
I think fun is missing from a lot of our lives.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think it's nice to just kind of, it's something I always do, just like what Sandy saying, you know, ever since she was a kid, she was an artist. I always loved doing crafts. And I think as I got older, I kind of forgot a little bit about what I like to do. So it's nice to just come back into my own and just do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And for someone who's, you know, so incredibly organized like yourself, like I really, and I mean that as a
Oh.
compliment because I'm not.
I'm always late.
That's okay. But do you find that like having these times where you just create for fun, kind of, does it move you? Because I don't know, do you lean towards perfection?
Yes and no. So, yes, in some areas, no. How would I put it? In terms of like perfection, I need to just know like what's happening, I guess, in my daily life, because life's a little chaotic. But so I try to be as organized and I try to like present myself in a way that I seem organized or like, you know, like put together, but really like I find I'm like everyone else, it's just a chaotic mess. Like my home will be clean one day, and then when I live life and have a great time, it's just a bomb. So I've learned to just accept the ebbs and flows of it all. But yeah, I think sometimes being perfectionist is good, but it's also kind of bad at the same time. So I try to find that healthy balance. Yeah.
That's good. It's good that you get yourself out of your head.
Right. Yeah.
That's really good. I think
Oh, yeah.
that's huge when it comes to feeling connected to yourself. And
Yes.
yeah. And what's your heart behind your furniture business?
Well, like buying and selling has always been my thing. I've been doing this for like ever since I found Marketplace and Kijiji. So we're talking like 20 years. I would just buy and sell things, and I love going to garage sales. And for me, it's from my mom. Like my mom always took us. She was an immigrant with my dad, so we couldn't buy things new. So she'd always do garage sales. So back in the day, it wasn't as easy to get what we can now. I think I just love it, and it's just ingrained in me. And I find it's what do I tell my husband? It's like one thing that's not mundane. I don't know what I'll find. It's like that little special Kinder surprise of life, you know. When I'm bored or I feel like life's a little like, I don't know, like Groundhog Day, I'll go thrifting and I'm like, oh my God, I needed this. I really didn't, but like it's, you know, I'm like, this is beautiful, or you know, and I find that's just yeah, it's just something I'll always do. My daughter's into it with me. Yeah, it's just something that if you know me, I'll always be up for thrifting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Well, if anything, you're reminding us to tap back into the things that bring us to life and to get out of Groundhog Day and get out of our heads and get out there and have some fun and try create. That's what you remind me of all the time.
Oh, thanks.
This is Brittany, and she has such an incredible heart for people. Brittany, you are a mom.
Yes,
And you have a heart for parents
that's my biggest heart. Yeah, parents and kids.
and kids. What do you want for parents and kids?
I always want a mom to feel like she can be connected, to not be lonely, and maybe not just a mom, but a dad too. I was a single mom for a really long time, and in becoming a single mom and a young mom, you learn who your friends are and who you don't have in your life. And I felt lonely a lot. And I still feel lonely a lot as a parent and being busy all the time and stuff. So I don't ever want a parent to feel alone or feel like they don't have somewhere they can reach out to or someone they can reach out to.
Those years of, especially when our kids are young,
Yes,
it is lonely.
it's very lonely. It can be very lonely.
It's you and those
Yes.
kids and no adult conversation.
The adult conversation is I could talk to my baby all day, but she's not going to talk back to me. Right? Yeah. And it's hard, right?
It is hard. And I think we don't talk about that enough.
No.
And I think loneliness and isolation are probably two of the biggest issues we have right now in our world.
That's true.
So no biggie, you know,
no
solve
biggie.
those
Yeah,
two big problems.
Like,
But what
calm,
would you
yeah.
what would you say to a mom who's listening who is lonely right now?
Be brave. Reach out, and there's never a bad question. And like there's never a stupid question, there's never a bad question, because becoming a mom, becoming a dad, becoming a grandparent can be so new. And you may have thought you knew something because you had siblings, but becoming a mom is so different.
True.
So different. You don't know until you experience it. And just like we're all different, every kid is different. So something that worked with your first might not work with your second or your third or your fourth. So always ask.
Oh, and that's so good because I think as moms, we think we should just know.
We should just know, but we shouldn't.
And then when we don't, we feel pretty shameful about that because it's like, well, I should know. But Brittany's telling us all we don't need to
Shouldn't
know.
know.
Shouldn't know. And where were you 20 years ago?
Right?
I needed to hear this.
I have 16 nieces and nephews, and I have lived my whole life since I was 3 years old, surrounded by kids. And I still ask. So
That's
No.
incredible. Well, thanks for caring about the one that's lonely, Brittany.
always.
You're amazing.
Thanks.